That's a speculation and a guess. That includes state money, grant money, and that's not an exact number. I don't do the budget. I have very high level conversations about that.
Okay. Can you give us a rough breakdown of that, the county budget and the state budget?
I can
$9.95 a month. That's 35 cents a
Walmart Express Delivery for Chad Hoobucks.
Finally, convert your old bath to a safer, easy entry shower, complete with a cut.
Testing, testing, testing. Mic check one. Thank you. Welcome to Temple Talk. Please like and subscribe to this channel and tell all of your friends if they have a message or a type of service or resource that they like to give during this podcast show. To contact me directly after the show. Again, welcome to Temple Talk. As always, I want to begin this podcast show by thanking the supporters who often frequent the channel, who like and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated. Your donations are welcome. And again, if you have a resource, a message, or a service that you like to present on this podcast, please contact me directly at 443 414-9443, and we'll be glad to support you. Again, welcome to Temple Talk. On Wednesday, I had two surprise guests show up here at Temple number 7. I'd like to give honors to whom an honor is due, to Sister Karen and also to Sister Y. Two very good, positive, and spiritual sisters who've been longtime supporters of Grand Sheik Romeo Jonah L. Temple number 7 of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Rosedale, Maryland. Thank you. I'd like to also thank the local subordinate temples who are all over Baltimore City. And we always mention them during this podcast because without them, there would be no me. I'd like to thank the Resurrection Moorish Science Temple of America, the Grand Sheikess, Sheila Seabreeze Bay, the Grand Sheik that's on location, the sisters, the Sheikesses, the Sheiks, the Resurrectors, and the members, because I give honor to whom honor is due. Without those aforementioned people, I wouldn't be in the position that I am today as a Grand Sheik of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I'd like to also give honor to 3 specific angels who I always mention, keep in my prayers, and who always will be dear to my heart. Begin with Grand Sheik Mishael, Elohim, Ali El, Sheikess YJ El Bey, and the beloved brother, Grand Sheik Malik Patar El Bey. I give honor to those 3 angels because without them, I wouldn't be able to deliver the message without the knowledge that I have today because of them, and I give honor to them. I want to give honor to Grand Sheik Joel Bratton Bey. I want to give honor to the brother that refers to himself, who I love and dearly respect, Prophet Noble Drew Ali IV, located on Carey Street in Baltimore, Maryland. The brother's been putting in the work. He has a very devoted and loyal counsel, and I give honor to those sheiks at that location, the sheikesses, and I give honor to his sister woman. I give honor to my brother and sister located in Virginia, Grand Sheikess Kimbria Kettle L, and the governor, Grand Sheik Ira McMillan L, the Grand Governor. I want to give honor to a dear brother and a warrior, Professor Billy Denham L, located in Syracuse, New York. I want to give honor to a good brother that's here in Baltimore, Maryland, Brother Ronald Owens Bey, the historian, Sheik Ronald Owens Bey. I want to give honor to a brother in Chicago, Brother Walter Carlos L. Now, if I didn't mention your name, please put in the comments so I can give you the honor, because I give honor to whom honor is due. And anybody that's a Moorish American and Drew Ali is their prophet and Allah is their God, regardless of where you're along the way, I'll give you honor also. Now, tonight's podcast is going to be dedicated to some information that was requested by 2 sisters that visit me. One of the questions that they had about the Bible, they mentioned the lost books. And some of the lost books that were in the Bible that are no longer there, like the lost books of the Bible and the forgotten books of Eden, which were written between the 17th and 18th century. I'm going to give you some of those books, and you can do the research on your own, because I don't want to take up most of the podcast for those books, because I want to encourage you to do research on your own and read it for yourself. That way you get a clear conception of what's going on without a narrative from anybody, but from your own conscience by exercising your 5 senses. So I want to begin with one of the books that you may not be familiar with, that I know about, and I did some research on. And that book is called the Book of Maccabees, and there's 2 books of that, Maccabees 1 and 2. I want you to do some history on that book. Then we have another one called The Shepherd of Hermas. I want you to do some research on that book. I'm I'm also I recommend that you read in the lost books of the Bible and the forgotten books of Eden is the book of Judith, Judith, the book of Tobit, or Tobit is the correct pronunciation, and the book of Hebrew. You also have a book called The Wisdom of Solomon, and you have one called Sirach, and you have one called Baruch. Read those books, and for further discussion and elaboration, once you read those books and you have any questions, you can contact me. I'll be glad to answer your questions or to sit down with you personally and show you what those texts are all about. We have to be mindful that when during the 16th and the 17th and the 18th century, a lot of things were taking place because some of those books that were taken out, that's because they weren't in line with a lot of the things that were being taught in the Catholic Church. So some of those books were taken out. However, they're still around to be read. And not to throw any negative narrative towards any particular group. The knowledge is very informative. Yesterday, we talked about one of the books in the Forgotten Books of Eden, and one of the lost books is a book called The Condemnation of Pilate. Very important part to show you that there were a lot of other books that were missing. They had one book called The Infancy of Jesus. Very important book. It shows you the things that they allegedly write about that he allegedly did when he was a child. Conversation came up that there was a similarity between the birth of Jesus and the birth of Krishna, which is a Hindu god. We want you to see that in the Moorish Science Temple, we believe in all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, some say Jonah, etc. Read those books. If you have any questions about what you hear in this podcast or that's written in those books and you're not really sure, please contact me. Do the research for yourself. There's a lot of information in that book that would help you in your studies. In particular, I was asked the question, why do the Moors read the Bible? Our prophet said, don't throw away your Bibles. He said, don't throw away your Bibles. And he made it real clear. And if you know anything about the first 5 books of the Bible and how they are in conjunction with the Quran, I would strongly suggest that you do so by reading those books. You need to read those. Read it for yourself. I would encourage anybody, read things for yourself. Exercise your 5 senses. And then if you don't have clarity, get with somebody that does so they can properly educate you to teach you about what's really being said. As I stated before in the previous podcast platform, know the audience, know who's speaking, the speaker, and know the message. It's very important because when we're reading text, we ought to know who's talking, who's the audience, and the message. For example, in the first 5 books of the Bible, the message wasn't for the Gentiles. It was for the Israelites. Let's make that real clear. The message was not for Gentiles. It was for Israelites. And if you read the text very clear, you'll see there is a specific message by specific speakers. You have to be careful and know who the speakers are and know the audience and know the message. Here's another key piece. When it comes down to the Bible, the Christians were first referred to as Christians in the book of Acts, chapter 10, during the day of Antioch. So you have to know how all of this stuff lines up to what's going on to the things that you read and the things that you were taught in the past. There's a lot of information. Moving forward, I want to give out some more information that in reading those texts, if you don't have a good dictionary to refer to the things that are being taking place in those texts, I would strongly suggest that you do so. Get a dictionary so that you can read those things, get proper clarity so you come away with a clear message. And if you have any questions, please leave the questions in the comments. And again, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and hit your like button. We're moving in a faster direction to where the podcast is becoming more popular each week. And we want to widen our audience. Our audience are not just for people who are of our faith. Tell your family members. Encourage your friends. They're all are welcome here. That's at 6628 Kenwood Avenue, Rosedale, Maryland. We are not interested in trying to recruit you or to try to persuade you to do anything but to just give you knowledge with light, clarity, and give you more information. Because in enlightening you and enhancing your knowledge, we improve ourselves. And we, as Moorish Americans, had a charge put on us. We're supposed to teach every time the opportunity presents itself. So I want to leave you with that thought. You do not have to be a member of this faith, being a Muslim. We want to educate you. We want you to improve your quality of life by giving you knowledge to enhance what you may already know. I'm not taking for granted that anybody listening to me is not aware of anything that I say tonight, because there are very knowledgeable listeners that do support and listen to this channel. We just want to enhance your knowledge. So with that being said, again, I want to encourage you to drop your comments in the comment section. Hit your like and subscribe button. Tell your family members and your friends. And if possible, please make a personal visit to see us. We can give you resources here for employment, housing, and health. And we know that your health is your wealth. And every victory over self is added strength. So we want to encourage you to do well. We're here about the betterment and your improvement, not to challenge or debate or to try to reduce you from feeling like you're less than a person. We want to enhance what you may already know. And if we want to help you to learn and to build on the things that you already know. So I want to say to the listening audience, as always, I'm going to leave you the same way that I greet you. I'm going to greet you in peace. With that, again, I'll say thank you for supporting Temple Talk. See you next time. Peace. Islam.